Hello, my name is Adi and this is RAF Snaith Museum. Let's take a look. As you can hear, no doubt it is raining. So as you can see, the museum is actually closed at the moment. The displays have been put away. Anybody who hasn't actually seen our first open day, there's a link in the description. So today I thought I had to come and do some checks on some water leaks. So while I was here, I thought I'd just explain a little bit about this building. Originally this wasn't one big room. Let me explain. So back when it was the WAAF officers' quarters, the actual main entrance was this door here. As you can see, it's bricked up now, and it just goes out onto my workshop, so it will stay bricked up. But when we look at the evidence, when we look above, you can see here and here, these were walls, and this, where we're standing now, would have been a corridor with a wall here, you can see, and the wall there. And looking at this quite high up lintel, this would suggest that both doors, one going into a room here, which had a wall there leaving, so how should we say this? This was a corridor that ran through. We'll explain in that corner in a moment. There's a door there which possibly was a toilet. We have a door there that goes into the kitchens. The kitchens for this block only catered for this block, and the rest of the site had a bigger kitchen. And there was a wall here. It's quite believed this was a serving hatch. And this room was actually the dining room, which would have had a door, no doubt, opposite this one. I'll put a picture up now of what these doors would look like. So there would be a door, and we would now walk into what was the WAAF officers' lounge. There was evidence of some kind of fire or a stove, which exited through the ceiling there. And along this wall, this was a corridor along here, so there would have been a wall in front. And in the corridor you can still see the evidence of the old-fashioned wiring. Some of the pipe work, some plastic fittings there from later use. So at this point we are stood in a corridor. There would be a wall here, and this would be open. There would be no door here, this would be open. And from this point, if we kept walking, we would... and through to here. In this short corridor, obviously it's kind of in use at the moment, folks, but this corridor has been blocked off there with the wood. We'll come back to that later. So folks, what we have here is quite a long corridor. And this area is actually the WAAF officers' bedrooms. Now, I'm not going to go into these rooms because they're all in use. I can show you in this one. They've all been repurposed and had many uses over the years. As you can see, floors have been raised up for when it was in pig use. So, as you can see, there's quite a few bedrooms. We have 1, 2, 3. We have another one here. But these buildings have been knocked about, folks, and as you can see, that one has actually had a wall knocked out. And I do believe these fittings were put in after the war, while it's been in farm use. So, going along the corridor, which as you can see still has some windows. At this end, this wasn't a door. There was actually a toilet in the corner, which you can just see an imprint of. And this was actually a bathroom. And there was an internal wall there, as you can see. And that doorway, which you get from outside, this was like a small boiler room. And this block actually had central heating. This room here, as you can see, is a box room now. But when this block was extended, it needed an extra bath. So that was a bathroom. So, as you can see, this is a considerable corridor with quite a few bedrooms. So, let's go through there. Let's go through that wood and into the front accommodation block. And here we are in the front accommodation. Corridor going back through there, through the wood where we've just come from. And in front of us, this was the, I'll say toilet and ablutions. I don't know if there was a bath in here. Hence the additional block that I've just pointed out in the other block. Yeah, that makes sense. So, there would have been a toilet in here, as we can see. Seems to have the same footprint as the ones we've been seen on other airfields. The original lead pipe coming in, so that would have been no doubt for the overflow. And some curtain rail. And also this, which is a thing that obviously goes behind the piece of wood there for the curtain rail. And the good old vent with its two pieces of wood. And speaking of which, yesterday Ian and myself were in Hedge doing a couple of little bits, and we now have some replica vents there which need painting. We also checked out this damp patch. You can see, folks, it's a bit damp there. We did have ivy growing up outside, and also one of the screws holding the roof down is on the piss and is probably leaking in. So I came up here today to actually put some sealant on it, but it's pissing down. So folks, these are also bedrooms, and it's noted these end bedrooms are a little bit bigger and also have two windows. Was the different offices, was some a little bit more high regarded maybe and got the bigger rooms, or were they a double room? So one job we did yesterday was just to temporarily block those windows up from the elements, and this being phase 2, we plan to make some progress. Starting off in this corridor, we have a joiner coming shortly, so this corridor will have doors fitted all the way through, so we'll be able to get it all painted out. And then hopefully, maybe, should we start a fundraiser to buy some steel for me to fabricate some windows maybe? What do you think, folks? Comment below. So as you can see, folks, it's, this place is quite big. Right, let's go back to back to what was phase 1 and where we held the museum open day. Right, back to the WAAF officers lounge, folks. Back this way. So that was yesterday's progress with Ian, the bearded bodger, but link below, check his channel out. So, now we can go back through this way and where we started. And back into here. So as you can see, the museum is actually quite a big project with plenty of display areas. So if you have anything 51 Squadron, 150 Squadron or RAF Snaith Airfield related, or anything from the period that you think would look good as a display and you don't know what to do with it, get in touch. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks, liking, subscribing and all that jazz. Catch you on the next one.